This is last week's Friday workout. As you can see, Rudy's Outlaw Way CrossFitters are training with us. The guys were going to, some of the guys are going to max. Some of our guys weren't going to max because they're all at least somewhere in the tapering mode for competition. And we still, had some pretty heavy training. Elizabeth Aukenwally, she had clean and jerked, not super great the day before, but I think she got like 103 here today, which is 6 kilos below her max.
The jerk, looked 10 times better than the day before.
Yeah, a hell of a position, good position when she catches the jerk. And that was Tom Sroka, by the way. He bribed me to be able to come up here and do the voiceover with me. It's always been a dream of his.
It's always been a dream of mine. I'm living the dream.
Yeah.
Look at this dude. He's got some. How come you didn't yell at him for wearing, pink compression shorts? I have my neon blue ones, and you made fun of me for like 2 days.
It's just how it goes, Tom. It's just how it goes.
Whatever.
With a decent clean and jerk. He's a hell of a jerker. I think I already mentioned that on the last podcast, but that kid can jerk very well.
Jiminy Christmas.
I mean, just a hair forward on that, but I mean, she used to have a terrible split. She went to the Arnold with us.
Her
split was quite ugly.
Still better than mine, but it was ugly.
Yeah, well, of course it was better than yours, but it's actually a nice split now. Dan Tominski, he's a pretty good lifter, but the thing I remember most about him is he's a funny guy.
He screeched whenever he got excited. Holy.
Sorry, Dan, if you're watching this. No, he's a humorous guy.
Oh, no, he was a great guy. Yeah. I was making fun of how small his legs are when he first got there because Rudy told me to. He took it really well, and then he came up and said something smart alecky right back to me, so I was like, all right. It's my dude.
I don't think he lacks for the ability to make a smart aleck comment at all.
No.
That's a pretty decent looking snatch. Travis worked with her quite a bit on the snatch and kind of changed a couple things, and she was looking pretty decent afterwards. Still jumping forward, but looking pretty decent. She could be a good weightlifter.
Yeah.
If she was a weightlifter instead of a CrossFitter, she would be a hell of a good weightlifter.
There's the James Tatum.
It's nice that we got him taking his shorts off there. It's a key shot in any video.
He's a smaller singlet. He didn't fill that one out well.
It's almost kind of like a put down.
Yeah,
you tell somebody you don't fill out your singlet.
He's getting small. Look at him. Too lean. See, look at that. That's what happens when you don't eat.
Exactly. Well, he did mention to me this morning, Tom, those pants are freaking ridiculous.
Blame Mike Graber for those. And honestly, I wouldn't.
Well, it's not like he got you up in the morning and put them on you. He might have bought them for you, but you still had to make the decision.
Well, I promised him that if he bought them for me, I'd wear them.
See, that was your first mistake.
No, what are you talking about? Look at this. Chuck Norris impersonator, 5 times running world champion in the Chuck Norris impersonation contest.
Is he really?
I have no idea. I told him that when I first met him, and he got really mad at me.
Well, I made a comment on Twitter. I asked Tim Rawlings how much weight he could lift.
Yeah.
He said all of it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a funny dude.
Yeah. That was a nice snatch.
Look at that. I think I got Trevor on there. Trevor doesn't even have to try to look good when he lifts. Not Trevor, but Mike and Travis, this is when they both hit their PR totals, right?
Yeah. This is a heck of a day of training. I it didn't hurt having those CrossFit folks there. There's people to watch. They're enthusiastic. They're mostly just, they
got really excited when people were hitting big weights. It was cool to have them there.
Yeah.
I think this is the longest I've seen Ryan with a shirt on during training.
Yeah, it might be the. I think he probably kept the shirt on because
making fun of
Matt Hathcock had his shirt off. And
also in the videos, everybody says that he's fat.
Yeah.
And he really takes that to heart, guys. He's not fat. He's real thin.
Yeah.
It's just the poor lighting. I blame the videographer. By the way, anybody likes those headbands that you go to like Target or Walmart?
Oh my God,
they sell like sets of 5 for like
it's like a
$40.
disease with you.
It is. I bought another 5 yesterday. James said he was even going to go buy some, so it's not like I'm alone here.
Well, what you're doing is corrupting the rest of the team.
Whatever. Look, that was like the easiest 150 he's ever done.
Yeah, you probably might be right there. It was a good 50. That was a good 30.
James makes all the up to about 140, super consistent. Caleb did pretty good. I believe Caleb snatched 140 too.
Yeah, he did.
He snatched pretty well.
You got to get Tim there, or Chuck, so we should refer to him, to get his hips down just a little bit more consistently. It's not that he just has a bad position, he's just not very consistent with it. How about Tim rocketing that weight up, though? From the hip up, he's got a ton of pull.
He's fast.
He can probably high jump, or he can probably, has a standing vertical of maybe, 60 inches or something like that?
He's explosive.
Of course, that was facetious.
Well,
Nobody has a vertical of 60 inches.
Chuck Norris does, and Tim looks like Chuck Norris, so maybe 58.
I don't think Chuck Norris's vertical is 60 inches.
Whatever one.
I bet it's not an inch over 40.
That is a beautiful lift.
Yeah. It's nice. Travis gets excited so few times in training that when he does get excited, it almost psychs me up.
Exactly.
I'm like, finally, try.
There's Becca. She moves well too.
She does. I tell you what, it's like this Friday and then the first 2 days of there, I think the workload kind of hit her.
Oh yeah.
She just kind of.
Yeah, the same thing when Ryan first got here and Tim too. I remember going into when we were getting here Friday afternoon, Tim was just talking about how tired he was.
Yeah.
Well, he also drove 13 hours, showed up at my house at almost 3 o'clock in the morning. So.
Well, that can affect the person.
Yeah, a little bit.
You're right. Yeah, that is the first time I've seen Ryan train with his shirt on.
That's a good lift for Matt. Came forward a little bit on his toes on the catch, but that's still a pretty good lift. I have no idea what's on the bar. Don't ask me. Maybe 130.
Why do you step to the back of the platform like
I
that,
don't
Tom?
know.
But you do every time. We joke about it, or I've joked about it on live stream before. It's like you want to step off the back of the platform.
I don't want to. Trust me. It's just.
I think you do. I think subconsciously.
Really, what it is Mike's back there, and who doesn't want to hang out with Mike as much as you can? I mean, look at that. I mean, everybody wants to hang out with Mike. True story. We were all over at his house for like 6 hours on Saturday playing NBA Jam. By the way, he is ridiculous at that game.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me.
Trevor's pretty good at it too, but only if he plays with Dwight Howard. I, as you can figure, suck at that game. I didn't lose.
Well, that doesn't surprise me either.
I didn't win a single game.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Didn't matter who was my teammate. I lost every game. Travis is a pretty jerk.
He's getting better and better at getting the bar behind his head. That's, I think, what's really fueling his progress on the jerk.
Yeah. See, I didn't walk backwards that time. I walked sideways.
Like you think that's better?
Progress. It's not backward. The other thing that impresses me about Travis is how big of jumps he can take. And it doesn't matter what the jump is, like every single rep he does looks the exact same. Like from starting with like the 70 to that 150, they all look like identical lift.
Yeah, I mean, he's been lifting the longest out of any of you guys, and I mean, that's something that tends to come with time and experience in the sport, is being able to reproduce reps and take bigger jumps. And,
exactly.
You've just felt it so many times before.
Like that, I mean, that doesn't even look like it's heavy for him. It probably isn't, but I'm just saying, like, it's so efficient. And yeah, Mike, you're going crazy.
This is 27. Funny thing is, he squatted 7 sets of 5 with 160 kilos before he did that.
Yeah, he told me that. And I didn't believe him at first. I thought he was just messing around, and then you told me that.
Come on, James. James, it's like his lower back flexes a little in the bottom of his catch sometimes if he doesn't get it set. He has a hell of a time standing up.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen him unable to stand up with a clean. No. He just, if he's not in good position, he'll struggle with it.
He gets out of some hairy situations in that bottom position, too.
This is the frickin' lift of the day right here.
This clean was great.
It's 195. It's a big PR for Travis. I mean, that's huge.
Was like a week or two ago, he cleaned it and missed the jerk.
9 days.
9 days.
9 days ago. Get it right, Tom.
I said a week or two. It's like,
well, it wasn't a week and it wasn't 2 weeks. It was 9 days.
look at how excited he is. It's like a once-in-a-lifetime thing to see Travis excited about lifting. You know, you were asking on one of the last videos why Matt is so far behind everybody else. This is why Matt is so far behind. Because he goes all the way up, and he gets like so like crazy about like perfecting what he was doing wrong that he'll do like a bunch of like down sets afterwards. And that's why he's like, he always ends up like so far behind everybody on the clean and jerk. Just to answer your question you asked earlier. It's not a bad thing.
I don't remember asking you.
Well, I'm telling you.
Tim consistently does that with his knee, where his knee's out beyond his toe. It's usually not very hard to fix that. He's kind of in the habit of it.
Yeah.
And that's not the greatest jerk I've ever seen. Got to step out. Got to step under the bar. Can't split behind the bar.
Those pants make my legs look really big.
I think you're weighing 315 pounds is what makes your legs look really big.
All right, well. See, look, I didn't come anywhere near the back of that platform. I had like,
Well, that was an anomaly.
I had like 3 inches left.
This is a PR.
This is a great lift.
Yeah.
He missed it like twice before that. And then he stuck it on that.
Yeah, that's a very good lift, very efficient lift. And everyone congratulated him, which is great.
Well, that's the thing I like about honestly having all these people in the gym. Doesn't matter who it is. When they make a PR, everybody walks over there, you know, either gives them a high five, a fist pound, or whatever. Just let them know that, you know, we saw the lift. Great job. Congratulations. And
I didn't notice anyone doing that to you last time you made a PR.
nobody, no, it's violent when I make a PR. Like that's what Mike said. Mike said you got to give me like a minute and a half grace period after I make a PR to say something to me. He said otherwise you might get hit or something. I don't know what he's talking about, but I like that Batman shirt. That's a retro Batman shirt. The color is not retro, but the logo is retro.
Ridiculous Batman shirt.
Glenn. He's starting to get consistent with his cleans around there.
Well, I told him, you know, he was asking me what he has to do to start improving, you know. I'm like, you know, you got to be halfway consistent with weights that are significant. You know, if your max is 125 in the snatch and, you know, 3 out of 4 workouts you can only hit 110, it's going to be hard to improve. But once you start getting consistent with 5, 6, 7 kilos below your max, you're going to go up. What's this, 75?
I think so, yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember. I was just trying to stay ahead of Caleb because he was taking big jumps.
I like how you change those into capri pants. They look even more ridiculous.
Glenn, it's hot in the gym, and I wasn't about to lose the pants and put on a pair of shorts.
Yep.
So I rolled.
Well, are you the one that's been turning an AC down to like some obscene
level? That's Reggie, our janitor. We have one of the best janitors in the world.
Yeah, Reggie is the man.
But the guy thinks we like working out in an igloo. Like I came in here one day and it was set at like 63.
She's quick under the bar, isn't
she? Yeah, she is. Ooh, here we go.
Press out.
A little bit. Wasn't one of his worst ones though.
No, definitely. He has pressed out much worse than that.
She's got a nice clean. She's very quick. Like as soon as she gets that bar into her hip, she pops right underneath it.
You know, she pushes with her arms just a little early.
Yeah.
She's already pushing with her arms by the time she's driving up from the dip and drive.
Sometimes
we gotta fix that.
Sometimes people just push with their arms, Glenn. There's nothing wrong with that.
Shut up, Tom.
Right. See?
Look. Did you step back? Yes.
Yeah. I didn't say I didn't. That's my hair looking at. I cut my hair.
You cut your hair, or Barbara cut your hair?
Barbara cut my hair, but that was the last day of my shaggy mop. My wife said she wasn't gonna kiss me when she came home if I didn't cut my hair.
That isn't a bad jerk.
Is that 55 or 65?
I don't know. 55.
He came close to he either came close to a PR and
I think it's 55.
Missed the jerk or. That was the cool thing about Tim and Trevor. I mean, right when they got here, they were like pushing PRs first or second day. And I mean, Trevor, I think every day except for this week since we've been tapering for the meet, he's been trying to push a PR, especially in the clean and jerk. Even in the snatch, he's had 51 on the bar a couple times and made some solid attempts at it.
See what I mean about your left arm?
Yeah, well, it's honestly, like Mike and I were talking about, because Mike does the same thing in the snatch, and he made a point that he says just whenever you get tired, like whenever he gets tired, he knows his arms lock out, so he doesn't worry about it too much, because he knows when he's recovered and well rested, he'll be good to go. So I think he said on one of his clean and jerks, either this one or the next one, his like left arm or his right arm moves a little bit, and he just said, you know, he doesn't worry about it, especially in the snatch. So he kind of gave me that advice a couple weeks ago, and I really haven't worried about it. I mean, I don't want to do it, obviously, but if it happens, it happens, and just know that when you're a little more recovered, that ain't going to be an issue. I think I've only gotten called for like one press out at a meet, and that was like the first or second meet I did. Ever since then, I've been pretty good on not getting called for press outs. Yeah, so that's the thing I like about Matt is, you know, he knows he does stuff wrong and he knows he's got issues with his technique, so no matter what lift he makes, he goes down and tries and does a couple like down sets just to work out some kinks. Is this his PR?
Yeah.
I was shocked he stood up with that. It's awesome. Mike's one of those dudes where if he cleans it, you know he's gonna jerk it. But like the thing is, like if he gets pinned in the bottom like he did there, usually he just doesn't get out of the hole with that. So I guess your squat program's working with him.
He seems to be getting a little stronger. So I mean, he needs to squat 200 kilos plus for sure. So
what's his best squat now? Like
186, I believe. Which is pretty amazing. He can snatch, especially snatch. You know what he does with that.
Yeah.
With that squat, but he manages it.
Well, his arms are like a foot long each, so it's kind of easier for him. You can get Elizabeth here, isn't it? Like, she's got a really long wingspan. Yeah, I think this is that thing, that exercise they were doing. I don't know what he ended up working up to, but it was a pretty decent weight. And he was like getting mad, and I'm like, dude, that's legit. I'm trying to remember where what regions all these guys came from. I think he's from like the Southwest region.
I have no idea. I'm sure they told me, but
yeah, Dan's from the Northeast. I know that because I remember asking him. Obviously, Elizabeth's from the best one in the world, which is North Central, which is where
for women anyway.
That's the best one in general. It's Chicago. Chicago's the greatest city in the world. Let's be honest.
Tom, Jesus, don't start with Chicago.
Look, dude, we had 4 people on the team from Chicago. So you can't do the facts are facts. Chicago's the greatest city in the world. You can't even deny. You're only basing your experiences off your trips going through O'Hare Airport. We have 2 airports going.
Well, yippee for you.
Whatever. The worst airport to go through is LAX.
Yeah, that I don't know. That certainly competes for the most trouble. But I'm not in love with the Chicago airport for sure.
I'm going to ask you, because as Travis and I were talking about this, when they do in these little like clean complex and when they're bouncing them, how much do you think that bounce is giving them anything?
Oh, it probably is. I mean, they don't have to put as much effort into
like
lowering it.
Like a significant amount, or?
I would guess if you're going to do 10, 20, 30 reps, learning how to work a bounce probably is going to give you a significant amount. It takes a lot of the, required energy.
Who does 20 reps?
Well, CrossFitters do. I mean, that's several of their workouts that they that they do on a regular basis are 20 or 30 reps with snatch or clean and jerk.
I think the thing I was more impressed with that they're able to hold their hook that whole time. Especially the guys. I didn't notice it as much with the girls. Maybe Elizabeth does it here too, or she has to reset. But the two guys, they held their hook like throughout the whole thing, and that's impressive because that takes some wrist flexibility to do that. This is like what, their third workout of that day?
Yeah, something like that, I think. You can see Elizabeth's form start to go downhill when she's doing reps like that at the end of the day. There's no doubt about it. But the surprising thing is that she can come back the day later, and most of those guys seem to be able to.
They came back the next day
and lift heavy and have pretty good technique.
They like maxed their snatch or something the next day, and they did pretty well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. I've said it a number of times before, but it surprises me the amount of weights that the top CrossFitters are able to do in Olympic lifting at the same time as doing all the other stuff that they do. Anyway, that was a great workout.
Great atmosphere.
And it's nice to have those workouts like that a week or two before a major competition. So I'm really glad we had a great workout like that on that day.